going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we've got India versus New Zealand, the second test, the end of day 3. So look, we've got 2 days. 2 days. I don't think we'll get the full 5. I think obviously the test match will most likely be decided here on day 4 as I record this day 3 review. India are absolutely cruising to victory at the moment. India, we're going to go through it. Obviously, I did my day 2 review yesterday, mixed in with a bit of day 1 review because obviously I missed it. So if you haven't seen that, go and check that out, where I spoke a lot more about Ajaz Patel, Mayank Agarwal, all the highlights so far. But let's get straight into it, no messing around. Firstly, the live win probability. So India are 99.3% going to win. 0.2% of a draw. And New Zealand have a 0.5% chance to win. So you're telling me there's a chance? Wow. Whoever made this is giving New Zealand a chance to win somehow. Look, at the end of the day, they had a target of 540 after India declared for 276, 7 out. A lead of 540, and that was going to be enough. It was always going to be enough. New Zealand now need 400 to win, and they're 5 wickets down. They have 2 days to get those runs, or they have 2 days to try and block out 200 overs for the next 2 days. So look, it's looking pretty unlikely at the moment for the Kiwis, but we've seen crazier things happen, haven't we? So let's jump into India. At the start of day 3, of course, Mayank and Pujara were out there. Pujara falls short of his half century. Played well. Bit of a T20 innings there from Pujara for a moment. Mayank gone for 62. Look, another half century for Mayank. He locks his position in, I think, in that test team. I say that, but he doesn't, because KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma are comfortably ahead of Gill. They're comfortably ahead of Agarwal. So, it is kind of disappointing that Agarwal and Gill aren't the best 22, because both are such, especially Gill, who is 23. Agarwal, I'm actually unsure. How old is Mayank Agarwal? He's a bit older though, isn't he? He's 30 years old. Look, he looks about 25 somehow. For some reason, I thought Agarwal was 26, but he's 30. Hasn't played enough cricket at international level due to obviously opportunities and domestic form. But, he's just such a good option and good depth to have for sure. Of course, the Punjab Kings skipper, future captain, I would assume. But we spoke about Pujara. Shubman Gill gone for 47. Look, he falls just short of the 50. Disappointing, but at the end of the day, when you've got a lead of fucking 500 runs, who really cares at the end of the day? Kohli, the skipper, I'm so disappointed for Virat. He hasn't scored a century in 2 years, almost 3 years, and I just want him to score a century so we can all forget about this. How long has it been since Virat scored a century? But look, it just keeps on happening. It keeps on happening. Virat, he'll get to around that 35 mark. He looks like he's in complete control of his innings. He is just playing the natural way that Virat plays. And then here he gets a good delivery, a bad review, or just a silly shot. At this point, it was a good delivery from Rachin Ravindra. You can't give him that. So, look, gone for 36. Disappointing for Virat again, but the South Africa series coming up quite soon, so hopefully he's a mainstay in that and can find his way to a ton there. Shreyas Iyer gone for 14. Hasn't been the great, second test match for Shreyas after scoring 150 total runs in the first test match on debut. Hasn't gone to plan for Shreyas, but when the team's winning by 6 million runs, it doesn't really matter. Wriddhiman Saha gone for 13. Axar Patel. This is test cricket. 41 of 26 deliveries, 3 fours, 4 sixes. Obviously went out there to do a job, and that was just to smack the fucking ball as hard as you can and hopefully get a few boundaries of it, add some hurt to New Zealand. So that's 2 really good innings. Scored a 50 in the first innings, a 41 in the second. He's almost classified as an all-rounder, in my opinion. Jayant Yadav gone for 6. So be it. We jump into the bowlers. Tim Southee, 0 wickets for 31-13. Ajaz Patel, he's got 14 total wickets for the match. And I seen this thing on Twitter. I won't bring it up because it was on my phone and I won't be able to find it again. But this Twitter page, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, go and do so. That's where you can find me the most active. I'm always goddamn tweeting on there about cricket, any sport. Follow me over there if you want to join in the conversation. But I seen this graphic that it said Ajaz Patel now has the best total match figures ever in India. The best bowling figures for an away team in India was, he took 14 wickets. Stephen O'Keefe was a part of that list when he took 2 sixers. I think it was in 2016. But look, just history made for Ajaz Patel. Another 4 wickets. Crazy good. Cole Jamieson. No one cares. Somerville. Look, mate, no one cares. Ravindra, I'm happy for him. 3 for 56 off 13. He is more of a part-time bowler, but ended up bowling 13 overs. Super impressive. Another young gun that New Zealand has coming through their system. And they've got 2 players that I think they can lock away for the next 10 years in their test team. Patel, Ravindra, especially on an Indian soil or any spinning turf. Anywhere in Asia, to be honest, you just run 2 to 3 spinners. But hey, we jump in. They declared at 276 with a total of 540 runs for New Zealand to chase. And it did not start well. Tommy Latham out for 6. Will Young gone for 20. Daryl Mitchell, really the only Kiwi at the moment who showed something in this second innings. 60 for 92. Unfortunately, just couldn't go on with it. Some great bowling from Ravi Ashwin, Patel. It's been super impressive all around from India. Taylor gone for 6. Henry Knuckles not out for 36. I mean, he's just trying to hang on for dear life. Tommy Blundell gone for 0. You can't be getting run out in a test match at this point of the game. Racham Ravindra, he's holding on for his dear life, not out. So, look, it's getting dangerous for the Kiwis. They could be all stumbled out for 200 in the first session on day 4. It wouldn't surprise me if, India topple New Zealand within the first session of day 4. I think it's probably the most likely scenario, to be honest. The bowlers, Siraj, none for 13 off 5. Ravi Ashwin, who has gone under the radar this entire test match and the first test match. There's been, in the first test match, it was Shreyas Iyer and this close draw that overshowed. And then the second test match, Agarwal scored a century. Ajaz Patel takes 10 wickets. But I think people are just forgetting about Ravi Ashwin and how good he's been for this test match especially, and the first test match. Taking wickets, he's bowling as good as I've ever seen him. Consistent lining length, changing variations, getting all sorts of spin on both pitches there in Wankhede and in Kanpur Green Park pitch in the first game. So, super impressive at the moment. And if anyone had any doubt about Ashwin, you can take that doubt away, because he's just the best spinner in the world as far as I'm concerned. 3 for 27 off 17. Axar Patel, 1 for 42 off 10. Jayant Yadav, I hope he can take a few wickets, that would be cool. None for 30 off 8. And Umesh Yadav, none for 19 off 5. Been a quiet test match for the paceman. It's a spinning paradise. It's a turning paradise, so you don't really expect the paceman to do too much except bowl a quick 5-over spell and get the fuck off. So, hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. Day 3 review, done and dusted. Look, I don't think the test match will go past day 4. India have to take 5 wickets within the next 2 days. I assume they'll take 5 wickets on day 4, probably within the first 2 sessions. And then, test cricket, this test series is over. India will win the series 1-0. Won the T20 series 3-0. After a bad World Cup for India, this would give a lot of confidence back to the supporters and just everyone. The start of a new captain in T20, the new coach overall. I mean, it is a big changing period for India, but this is the best way you can start it, by winning, not losing, winning. So it's the only thing you can do that keeps the fans happy, winning. So they're doing that at the moment, and you just have to be happy about it if you're an Indian fan. So hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. The Ashes is only a few days away. I'm excited. But hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.